am back with a makeup video. It is a very pink look. If you would like to see how I achieve this look, go ahead and stick around for the rest of the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you! I'm going to go ahead and get started with my brows. And I'm taking Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Ebony. So I like starting off at the tail, and the first thing I'm going to do is take a spoolie, my old raggedy spoolie, and just spoolie my brows up. And then I just do very light strokes, just following the growth of my hair. Very lightly, just outline my hairs. And so, brow one is done. I'm gonna take the spoolie, just spoolie my brows a little bit, just make sure everything is nice and good. I'm gonna do the second brow. There we go. Just gonna take the spoolie again and spoolie everything out. Now I have a little spot that I will fix just a little bit, and there we go. Done. And so the next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and start with my face. My favorite little concealing product is actually the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer. So I'm going to start off with that, and I am using Chestnut. It's kind of a bright shade, and I'm going to only use a little bit of Chestnut. So just going to do a little bit of streaks on my face, because I don't like a lot, and then I move this hair out and just do a little bit on my forehead, a little bit on my chin, a little bit down my nose, and then I'm gonna go in on my eyelids too so I can prime those. There we go. And then I also like to take the Sephora brand concealer. It's called Bright Future, and I am in the shade Dulce, or 15. Oh, Dulce de Leche, or 15. So I'm going to just take a little bit of that for brightening purposes too, and just go in with that too. And I like the consistency of this, which is why I go in with it. I'm almost out of it, but I just like it. And then I am going to take the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Dark Cocoa, and that's what tends to match the rest of my face. So I'm just going to go in with that, and I'm just going to use a little bit of that and just do the rest of my face with that. There we go. There. And finally, I'm going to blend it out. So the blending brush that I like using is the Morphe M439, and I'm just going to use that to buff everything in. And I like to start with the lighter parts of my face, so just kind of blend everything. Blend really well, guys. Don't want to look too toned and patchy at school. Gonna blend in everything in. Blend down. Always blend down. So everything is very seamless. Then I'm also gonna blend my eyes. contouring. So I am using the NYX Cream Highlight and Contour Palette, and that is in the deep. And I like to use the dark shade, not the, I don't use any of the other shades. As you can see, the dark shade is pretty much hit pan, and the rest I don't really touch. So I'm just gonna take the dark shade, work it into my fingers, I like to get in there, and then I'm just gonna use that to carve out my face. Just get all the points of your face, and then I'm going to take the same brush and I'm just going to use that to blend everything in, because you want a subtle blend. To do some baking, and I am using the Revolution Makeup or Makeup Revolution London, the luxury baking powder banana, the banana baking powder. And I just like to take a little bit of that and take a very fluffy brush. This one's my e.l.f. complexion brush. I just like to get a little just off the excess and then sweep it under my eye. And then I'm going to also make sure that my eyelids are nice and prepped. So I'm just taking some of that and putting it on my lids. And just a little, guys. A little of this stuff goes a long way. Okay, so now that the face is basically done and setting, I am going to go in and do my eyes. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on the eye look, and I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and the first color I'm gonna be using is Burnt Orange, and I'm just gonna take that all the way up, all the way down, kind of everywhere. The next color I'm going to go ahead and use is Red Ochre, and I am going to focus that a little lower than I did Burnt Orange, but still pretty high up, because I'm trying to just build the colors. Next color I'm going to go ahead and use is a Love Letter, and I'm focusing that even lower. I'm going to take a semi-fluffy brush, and I'm going to use Cypress Umber and focus that on the outer corner and the inner corner of my eyes to create depth. So just starting at the outside, just gonna push that in a little, then the inside, gonna also push that in, and then I'm gonna start blending, and while I blend I'm gonna take it around. And then I'm going to go back to that fluffy blending brush and just kind of blend everything in. There we go. And then the final thing I'm going to do is the center of my lid, and that's where I really want to put the pop of color. So I'm going to mix Primavera and Antique Bronze. I'm going to spray the end of that brush to really give it the pop. There we go. So I'm going to take both ends of the brush and just spray them a little bit. I'm going to put it on the center of my lid. And I know right now it looks a little crazy. Again, I'm going to take that fluffy end and blend everything in so it's a little more seamless. And I don't really mind the messiness when they start blending it in. I just try not to get into the deepest like middle part. So I just like going around and blending in so that it's more seamless. So even if I like sweat throughout the day, because I tend to have eyelid sweat, you know, I don't know if anybody else gets that, but I get eyelid sweat. So I like to just make sure everything is blended. And the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take Vermeer into the inner corners. Just take Vermeer, pop that in the inner corners. There we go. So I'm going to take red ochre and love letter and a little bit of cypress umber and go on the bottom of my eyelids. So first I'm going to take red ochre, and then a little bit of love letter. And then I'm also going to take a little bit of cypress umber. And now I'm going to take a little fluffier blending brush and just kind of seamlessly blend everything. And there we go. Okay, and now I'm going to take a regular schmegular liquid eyeliner and just line my eyes. So the final thing I like doing is that I like to line my underwater line with black liner. I like the look. It makes my eyes look more smoky and stuff, and I just personally like that look. The final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use some mascara. And there you go. The eye look is complete. Now to finish up this look, I'm going to finish setting my face, and I'm going to be using the Sephora Micro Smooth powder in Deep, or number 60. And I'm just going to be using that to make sure that everything is nice and blended and I have a very seamless look. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And the brush that I'm using for that is my Morphe E58. There we go. And so I'm going to use that to kind of dust off all the fallout that I had. Now the final thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is highlight. So in order to highlight, my go-to highlighter is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Do Not Disturb. I'm just going to take that and swirl it in my finger, and then I'm just going to go down my nose, on the tip of my nose, little tip of my nose, and then on my cheeks. And I also like getting a little forehead. Oh, and you can't forget your Cupid's bow. So what I'm going to do is take my foundation brush or my concealer brush from before, and I'm just going to go ahead and work it in a little bit. And what I'm doing is I'm actually kind of shoving it into my skin so that it's more seamless. So now that I'm all highlighted up, I'm going to be doing my lips. So I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. Deep Brown Liner, and I'm going to use that to line my lips. And then I'm going to take this Smashbox lipstick. I'm not really sure what it's called. I got it in a little sample thing, but it's pink, so it kind of goes with the whole look. And there we go. This is the finished look.